Okay, we want to say welcome and welcome to the exchange. Whatsoever you are this time, we want to say you are welcome to the exchange, to this edition of the exchange. Today we are having our guest, Martina Konatek, that are going to be speaking to us on the topic challenging situations with Liberian students in Oman. So today, on that note, we brought a lot of panelists to discuss the issue. So we're going to dive strictly into our introduction, and after the introduction, then we'll go to our guest to introduce ourselves. Then we'll jump directly into the discussion. But I want to say welcome and feel free so that we can discuss. There'll be a time allotted where you'll be able to call and make your point as well, whatever you are following us. So once again, I want to say welcome, Martina Konante, and we're going to start our introduction. We'll be starting with Ibrahim Vafi Kamara, and after the list goes on.
Thank you. Ibrahim Vali Kamara is my name, a student of the Ludhiana College of Engineering and Technology, an affiliate college to Punjab Technical University, and I reside in Katani Kala. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Ambassador Alfred Cheke, a student of the Rajkot University, and one of the panelists. So far, so good for tonight. I'm not going to call all of that long portfolio. I'm always calling because I think people are getting bored with my long portfolio. So welcome to Martina Konante, my sister. Tonight we will have a tough discussion, and you can feel free to say anything you want to say. The only thing, we don't insult, but we speak our mind. We tell our government that love this. We proper solution to things that we say on this platform. So you are welcome, Martina. Good to see you. Long time since after 2020 election, I left Liberia. I've not seen you. Good to see you again. Simon, you next.
Okay, I'm Simon H. Yima. I'm a student of the Osmania University in Hyderabad, Telangana State, and I'm a panelist on this platform. And we look forward to an interactive discussion tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Simon. My name is Elijah Dennis, one of the panelists of the exchange. So on that note, we will quickly turn to our guests to introduce ourselves on today's edition of the show. We want to say welcome. Welcome, Martina.
First, I want to say thanks to all the panelists for the invite. I'm Martina Konate, formerly new as Costa Princess, soon to be Senator daughters.
Thank you ever so much. I love that name. I love the fact that I really don't like use to the name Martina. I use calling the Helen Costa Princess. I think that is okay, right?
Sure.
Okay, good. So, thank you for honoring our invite today to speak to us on issue that to the best of their ability. So, let us quickly join into the entire discussion. Martina, how did you come in contact with the entire Oman issue? How did you get to understand the Oman situation, and what have been your roles and involvement?
Martina went off. I don't know what is happening.
Oh God, we lost her. I think she'll be back quickly. So, wherever you are following this time, we want to say welcome as we await our guest, Martina Konanta. She's going to be speaking on the issue tonight, challenging situations in Oman. As you are all aware that we brought the students from Oman, some librarians in Oman, we brought them here and they spoke to us on issues affecting them in that part of the world. And they provided us a lot of sensitive information that we are working with, and most, especially the core on so many issues. Okay, I want to say welcome back, Martina. Did you get my question?
Yes, I get your question, but in Liberia now, what network and go and come, you can go spend time and come back. And network just
Okay.
spread just now. So,
Okay. Yeah, answer from there.
yeah, you asking me a question on how I managed to involve myself with the whole Oman issue, right? I stand to be corrected.
Sure, sure. How did he get to know? How did he understand the whole situation, Oman? How he came across it? How have I been like?
Okay, there was a guy on social media like Facebook. He and myself, we are friend Lawrence. Lawrence was the one who get in contact with me. He told me about then my account. I don't know what happened. My Facebook page was down for about 6 months. I couldn't go live. So he reached out to me. He said, Martina, there is a problem, but I don't know how it would take the airway because a lot of people know about it. Even the government know about it, but they pretending like they don't know anything. I said, what's that? He said, there are a lot of Liberians in Oman that really suffering in that country and the people maltreated. And I said, are you killing me? I said, where is this Oman located? He said, Oman is sharing border with Dubai. I said, for real? He said, yeah. I said, okay, then put me in contact with him. The first little girl he put me in contact with, which is Leona. But then Leona went on a French show. She's a talk show host too. She's based in America. Seji, they call her the professor. So, but then they already raised money for Leona. Leona were about to come. So I told her, I said, Leona, I said, this is my WhatsApp number. I want you to share with all the ladies in Oman that you know that they need help. She said, okay, that's how she started sharing my number with baby, and then we started talking. So 2 days after I talked to them, I went to go try Facebook. That's how my page opened. I said, wow, my page opened. I said, but then tomorrow will go live. Yes, that's how my page opened. So I believe that God really wanted me to work for these girls. When I started talking to them, they explained to me how government in the know. They even added me to government. The chat room the government open for them. You know that government been in the know since last year September. They been pretending. They been in the know since last year September. So that's how they even told me that the counselor in Dubai, Counselor Landy, is a word of aid and things there. We even had a meeting with him, but he was busy. He couldn't come in the meeting. It was the office staff. There's a guy called Steve. He came in to help. He's a Canadian. He came in to help. When he came in to help, but information I got said that this guy been to Liberia before and he wanted to invest in the tourist center and the government asked him for bribe. So the guy said, if they can get him the power for Anthony, he's a philanthropic. He are going to help. Even if all the girls not come back to Liberia, he can take someone else like Canada, Australia, and teach them. So we had a meeting with one of Councilor Lindy's staff in his office. I know Josephine, who I forget about her last name. We all were in the meeting that day. So we discussed. But later, when they realized we were behind them for the power of Anthony, they said they can't give the power of Anthony to the man if our government coming to can't get the girls. As I reached out to leader, when I reached out to leader reached out to the president sent out to Minister McGill. I reached out to a friend called Best Gatto. She got her platform too, they call her Best TV. And she was the first person she raised, I think 1,100 and some change for us on her platform. So that's how I say I want to apply for too. I raised money on my platform. The COP gave 3,000, or in all the COP chapter gave 1,500 as their own contribution, and the Minnesota chapter in the COP they gave another 1,500, which is $3,000. And my own apply for too. I can't really estimate because I used to send the money small. Anyone I raised, the first money I ever sent, it was 1,009 something I sent. No, 1,650 I sent. Yes, and second I sent 600. I think third I sent another 600. From there 500. I've been sending the money little by little. But then when they reached out to the president sent us to McGill. The meeting was supposed to be held in a Waytown, but the meeting they postponed the meeting about 2 weeks. But then we already brought in TD pricing. It was Susan and what a lady and Roslyn and what the other lady Rena. Then one other lady was here and Beatrice plus one other lady girl was here that I me sent for her. She was part of the group too. She reached out to me. So they were 5%, but we brought in 4, but they were 5 that day. So that's how we went to go meet the minister. When we went to go meet the minister, I went to the mansion and I met Minister McGill. We discussed and I told him that big girls are showing some evidence and things how they maltreating our sisters in Oman. And he gave me the assurance that government going to try their best to see how best they can get the girls. So we were working on that. He sent me to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we went to Central. We met one OTD to see how best we can get the agent there on ground here to arrest them, so they can help us locate our girls in Oman because they were talking to their slave master. But one thing I realized, the whole thing is a trafficking issue. But people want to make it look that the girls there in the no. They lie to our sisters on a false pretense and take them to Oman. Because how will you tell me that if you go to Oman, you're not going to do a household wife, but you will work in supermarket, at the same time you'll be going to school. So people say you'll be baby, you'll be a babysitter, you'll be taking care of somebody on a child, and they will pay you, but they will rent an apartment for you. You will not be in their house. The least money you will take is $800 US because the people money is strong. It's powerful. Then at the end of the day, you go there, the people telling you that I bought you. Even the one that we talked to, they said the same thing to us. And the other guy even sent a receipt about one Samuel Chanchan based in Dubai that sold the girl to him, I think for $5,600 US. They may send the receipt. And it is true that the Arab people, they bought our sister from the agent. But most of the agents, they based in Dubai, they get their second agent in Liberia that go after our sister, do the recruitment. But they in Dubai are the one who receiving the money on behalf of our girls. So when I met the minister and we started going around a team, but within the process, more girls were still coming. I used to go, while running around, was still bringing in the girls there. But then the issue, it went viral on social media. People were discussing it. Then we displaced evidence everywhere, how they maltreating our girls. Then the Omani, they got afraid. Some of them got afraid because probably their government got to know about it. They were everywhere in the news in their country. But because I talked to some of the girls then there, they said, oh, when they're watching the news and they put and I start talking to them, they were calling Liberia need that they could understand and say yes, because it gone viral, so they are afraid. But they were able to put fear in some of them. To be honest with you guys, it was a very tough time for me till I got sick and all, because it was Lot of talking, who they're talking, I have to put fear in there. I remember there's a little girl that came by, Blessing Philip, Blessing, I called Blessing Boss Lily, and she blocked me. I messaged her daughter, I sent her their constitution because I download their constitution. I sent her their constitution against human slavery, human trafficking. I said, you will pay for it. And I told her I'm working with human rights in Liberia, will be coming to Oman soon. That lady was afraid. The next day, she carried the girl to the airline, buy her ticket. She was on the next flight to Liberia. I never even knew that she was on the next flight. She reached in Nima County to her mouth before she called me. She said, oh, sis Martina, thank you. I in Liberia. The lady was fresh. She bought my ticket and I came back. We put fear in them. We talked to them. At the end of the day, we were able to bring in many girls. All of them came back with their document. Everyone went there. The minister was asking me because he asked me, he said, our girls we brought back, they came back, let's say, pass it. But how you managing to bring the girls there, but they coming with their document? How they coming back? I said, they coming with their document. He said, for real? I said, yes. And I explained to him the process. He said, well, you must be a very strong advocate. And we just joked and laughed about it. Say, yes. So that's how it been working in this thing. But now they call for a protest, right? The children in Oman, they reach out to their parents and you work with other advocates there on ground here, and they call for a protest. But I was not part of that protest because I believe we Liberians, we don't stand up for nothing. We are discussing about 100+ Liberians that were trafficked to Oman. If we call for protests, like I told them, even the people in my village will come, because if you were going to be successful over there, a lot of people are going to benefit for you in your family. I said, but Liberian people, we don't stand up for anything. I said, so this time around, I'm not going to go in the rain and the sun just because I want people to see me. I want to protest this time around that it will be fruitful. And just what I was saying, it was just few family that came out. The rest did not come out. Because we are Liberians. We're not used to standing up for ourselves. We always want somebody to stand up for us. At the end of the day, then we'll be successful. But we not get the courage to stand up for ourselves. So they had a protest, and later we went to foreign affairs. We met with Minister Family, we discussed, and we went to what a place they went to. They play. I didn't go with them. They went. They said they met Pisota, the gender minister. They discussed. From there, they said we having a meeting. All the advocates that been involved into the Oman issues, we need to have a meeting. Government ready to help. How other organizations, UNDC, IMO, other organizations in war. No, not WHO. What the other group? I forget, but their name. Different organizations came on board, right? So we went on the round table. We have the first meeting, and they said we should plan a 3-day symposium for the girls that they will explain their story. We even when we planned the program. We and the people to labor ministry along with the minister. We planned the program. At the end of the day, they kick us out because we noticed that the process was never going to be fair. They kick us out. Even some of my colleagues that we all were in the meeting, they were angry about it. Me, I told them, I said, look, these people, they're not ready to work with us because their hands are not clean. That a lot of corruption going to take place in the whole issue of the girls in Oman, and they not want some of us to be there. They know our mouth. They not want some of us to be there. So when we had a discussion, the 3-day symposium were in a group chat and things. Then they said how they found the place. The place first they talked about 50 girls. I said, from your own angle as government, you say you brought in 50 girls. That some girls then came back in their country. You not know about it. I not know about it. And for our own angle, about 25 person we know about. Why we can't extend it to 100? So they say, oh, they already made budget. I said, no, it's impossible. We argue bitterly about it, and at the end of the day, they said 100, but they still went ahead with the 50. When they went ahead with the 50, for the 3-day symposium, imagine, the symposium is supposed to be like on Wednesday. Wednesday is supposed to be the symposium, and they postponed it to the next Wednesday without telling us anything because they never wanted us to be part, or neither the girls that came on our control. They never wanted them to be part. They just wanted to do it just for government angle, girls then who government brought in. That's what they wanted to do. So the next day, Wednesday, they said they postponed it. They didn't tell us on time. And later we got the information because we took people number from the ministry where the place called today. They told us, they said, oh, you now go. So we let it go. The next day, Wednesday, it was in the evening. I think by 6 going to 7. I was not really expecting that the symposium was going to go again. I thought they postponed the symposium. So the place of communication in the chat room that the symposium will be held tomorrow. No, Tuesday, the symposium will be held tomorrow, Wednesday. So we all should be set to go for the symposium. So I called my colleagues. I will have a group chat that won't cover. I told them, I said, me, look, I hate disrespect. I said, I've been working on my own. I said, me, I'm not in it for name. I have already made my name. Nowhere to tell you will go in Liberia. Apart from Liberia, I saw Liberia in the Liberian community. You see Martina Konate, Costa Princess, that 1 or 2 persons will not recognize my person. I said, but let me say this. I don't want to be part because the way it comes, the people want to push us away. The disrespect is too much. So I will not be part. So my other colleagues, they were angry. They say, if I said, we're not call the girls. I said, but the people doing it because they don't want the girls that came on our control to participate in the whole process. That's why they don't want us they want us to get angry at the end of the day. So we'll tell the girls to stay. I said, but for me, I will place a call with them. That's how I started placing call to the girls. Then I sent somebody text messages and things. Then I called them, go make it. I was able to get somebody. Early in the morning, by 5 o'clock, I wake up. I started placing call to them because I wanted them to be there. I don't want them to say, oh, it was Martina who told their own people to stay away. I know the government we are dealing with. I know them. So all the girls were there. When the children went there, the first thing the children did, they said how the place was not conducive for them. Some of the children, they were even crying. They said the place they brought us, even what Oman was suffering, it was not even like this. So I felt bad because they remind them of the suffering they went through in Oman. The children cannot be in their own country. Then you go put them place that not even represent Liberia. That's how that place look like. Like when you are a foreigner, you go somewhere, you get a screen, somebody just take you, say, can't go sleep in my outside bathroom. When you see the place is dirty, the place is not organized, and even the people they rent the place for, people told them that, but they pay for 50 pricing. They don't tell all that you were so many. When they 50, they pay for. I say, wow, say yes. So in the children place, they send the photos. Some of my colleagues, they place it in the chat room. The chat room where we have Minister Gibson, all the people on the task force team to send to go to Oman for our girls then. All of them, they were in our chat room. So when my colleagues then started placing the photos in the chat room, we all were angry, we were talking. They say how the minister pressure go up, they need to shut the chat room down. I left that. I said corruption had taken place somewhere. I had to shut the chat room down. When they shut the chat room down, they went and had a symposium. The children, they couldn't even feed the children for the 3.5 days they spent it. The symposium did not go well at the end of the day. I get a video in my possession. After the show, I can share with you guys. The Minister Gibson, was done chunking jobs that this is not a political issue. Nobody should listen. Let people follow them, what they're about to do. And they promised the children that they would give the children 30 for transportation. The children spent 3 days there. Imagine the play was not organized, right? They have to go buy one DK bed, one bed, they bring it, I had a share on the children. These children came back with nothing. And when I went to go meet Minister Mange gave me 1,000 and I share it on the girl because I told you, I said the children came back, they don't have clothes. So when he gave the 1,000, I communicated it to Leader Costa because he was the one who made me to go meet the minister when he reached out to the president. The president sent out to Minister Mange. I told him, I said, but I told him that the girls don't never have clothes. So he gave them 1,000 for the children clothes. And it was true, the children did not come back with anything. That's how I gave it to them, 200 across the board, 5 for them. So when the children went for the symposium, when they bought a bedsheet, they gave it to the children after the symposium, everything, what they have to discuss, they discuss it. It was not even organized because even people at the Ministry of Labor, Minister Gibson pushed them away. That people that we all were on round table that did the planning, we don't see some of them, just a few people that he can control and give them chicken change and they will work with him without making any noise. But the one that he feel that he can't control, he pushed them away. So when they had a symposium and they gave the children their transportation, the children were complaining. That's how I talk to them. I say, you just let it be. They don't want you to be part of the process, but you'll be part of the process. That's how the children leave. So the bedsheet they bought, some of the children say they will carry it because they not come back with anything. And then when they put security to the gate, they searched in the children bed. They took all the bedsheet off on the children bed. They took the bedsheet for them. That's how the children leave. When the children leave, since then, I have not yet anything. But I'm reliably informed that since the Omani government, because they were saying that the Omani government don't want to allow them to go to Oman, even consider lending. He been saying that the Omani government don't want to allow them. But since the letter of authorization came in, we're going to the 5 months now. But they are not doing anything about it. The people are pretending like they are so desperate. Even if the people allow us to go to their country today, if they grant us entrance, in 1 more time we'll be there. It's going to 5 months now. It's about 5 months. Since the letter of authorization came that they should go to discuss about the girls' business, up to now, we have not heard anything. The labor minister is here. The foreign affairs, the assistant minister, Minister Famule is here. And a lot of people that know that only tag things, every one of them here. We're not hearing anything about them going to Oman because they said that even people from gender ministry, even the first day, they never had no representative from gender, and I heard that gender did not participate in the process. That's what I heard. And gender, we all were on the body go to plan the program, the 3 days symposium. By the end of the day, they push people away because they wanted to be done their way.
Okay, thank you very much. Whatever you are following us, we are in conversations with Martina Konate, giving us an update on things you know surrounding the entire Oman saga. Before my panelists come in there with their own there's a questions. There are a few things you mentioned. You talk about your role and responsibility, trying to bring people back from Oman. And, you talk about probably like getting funds from different groups, from different social groups to help these people come back to Oman. But are you aware of the 50,000? Because we brought our let's say those students from some librarians from Oman, and they talk about the government gave them about 50,000 for repatriation. Are you aware of that? Can you give us any clarity? Do you have any access? Because you talk about being in close communication with the government, being in the government chat room, discussing issues, bringing people back. Are you aware of that money? If so, how was that money used? And what is the extent of that money? How much and how many persons were repatriated on that money?
I don't know about any money, but when I remember when I went to go meet Minister McGill, and he just stated that Martina, since you were able to bring in full pricing on your own, I will advise that we can raise funds from the government angle and give it to you so you can bring in more girls. And I refused that offer because I told him there are some girls in Oman who don't even get their contact. They took them in the rural part of Oman, they took their phone from them. I said, but you going in as a government, you will not leave no stone unturned. But me, just an advocate, way here in Liberia, you can raise 50,000 or 100,000 you gave to me. I will not be able to bring all the girls then back from Oman. That's all I know of. And he said, okay, you strike a brilliant point. We will go in as government to bring our sisters then back. To say government give somebody 50,000, I don't know in which group. Because I hear you talking about students. Since we've been advocating, I don't know about any Liberians that in Oman are going to school. I only know about the domestic workers in Oman.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the clarity that she's saying she don't know of any 50,000 that was given to the group, because I think there are separate group in Oman, and some of them like one of them said on the past show, they said you can only see these girls when they are maltreated, but when they are in good conditions in certain house, they will not come out to talk, only when they are mildly treated. So I do believe from what you said, there are separate groups. So we turn to Ibrahim Valley Kamara. We're going to start the ball rolling like that, and they're going to ask their questions. And our guest is prettifully seated to answer those questions. So if you are following, we say welcome and welcome to the exchange. Ibrahim, let me hear you from there.
Thank you very much, Elijah, and thank you, Martina Konate, a household name in Liberia body politics, and we appreciate what you just mentioned, and I think we learned a lot from it. And we have been in contact with few other personalities from Oman, and of course, regarding the same Oman situation, right? But then, based on what you have discussed, we are also going to analyze it from different perspectives, right? We firstly heard from you that when they are processing the girls or Liberians from Liberia to Oman, they tell them, they process them on a false pretense that they are going to give them 800 United States dollars as a starting salary, and they're going to give them other amenities. And according to reliable source, currently in Oman, they paid 90 rihal. 90 rihal is equivalent to 225 United States dollars. And the maximum amount that is paid to an individual in Oman, especially Liberians to be specific, is 100 rihal. 100 rihal is equivalent to 250 United States dollars. And with that is embedded in the issue about feeding. They are responsible. The issue about lodging, they are partly, yeah, they are responsible as well. But the issue about maybe other special things that the person needs, then they are not responsible for that. So I don't know whether you are aware about that. But now the issue regarding what you mentioned about the symposium is another issue that I'm looking at right now. Who were the participants of this symposium, right? And then
the participant was the returnees.
the participant were the returnees only. And then we have different ministries. So how many ministries also too that participated, like Ministry of maybe Youth and Sports, Ministry of Gender, you know, any other ministries that participated, right?
Yeah, the first day I didn't see gender because I follow up. I didn't see gender. I saw MOJ were there, which immigration, police, every one of them fall under the MOJ, Ministry of Justice. And I didn't see anybody from Foreign Affairs, no representative from Foreign Affairs, but IMO were there. Yeah, representative for IMO, UNDC were there. Yes, so far so
So
good.
how many girls were the total returnees? How many?
There are many, but every one of them were not informed. So they were there, but for me, I didn't go there. Like I said, they disrespected us in so many ways. So I told them I'm not going to be part, but the turnout was huge. According to the
All right.
children, they were over 100.
Thank
Yes.
you. So per your analysis as an advocate, probably you can go beyond or going out of the box, doing your own research, you know, getting your own record. Can you give us the estimated number of returnees? That is 1. 2, what is the current status of the Liberians returnees from Oman to Liberia? What are their status right now?
Okay, I heard what the people need. The IMO gave, I think, 175,000 to settle somebody else that came back from Oman. And since then, they said they were carried in Bomi County, where they will give them their settlement money. But up to now, I haven't heard anything about that. But because I stay in contact with the girls, anything going on, they will call me to update me. But we haven't heard anything about settlement or so.
So you mentioned about 175,000. Is it United States dollars or Liberian dollars?
United States dollars.
United States dollars for the entire returning, is it?
No. They say that was because the symposium that what they asked the IMO for. So I think that's their contribution to help to settle some of the girls back home. Yes.
All right, thank you. I think I will stop here for now, and then we'll say thank you to all of our followers that are following. Thanks to our speaker for the House of Parliament in India, Kangale Batwa, Honorable Kangale Batwa. Thank you for following, and thank you to Lee Doman for following. Thanks to all of our many followers. We want you to please share this show so that many across the world, many Liberians and Africans across the world can benefit from this show. And I think I would turn to our next panelist, Ambassador Alfred Jeke.
Thank you, Ibrahim Vali Kamara Lopakante, and thank you to Martina Konante, my sister. Good to see you again, as I usually say.
Brother, a long time.
Yeah, a very long time. Thank God we are seeing today. Martina, let me start with this like this. About the 50,000, I have a reliable information on that. That money was sent to the ambassador in Dubai to help coordinate the guys from Oman. But out of the box, he said he used some on the guys in Dubai that were in prison. and the money was not able to go across to Oman. So my question, are you still in contact with the guests in Oman?
Yes, I'm still talking to them. There's a
So
lady
what's
said
the
I think one book called Lisa Classic. Lisa is doing extremely well. She and myself, we are working together. But you know, I've been sick. Even if you can follow my page, you will know that I've been going live. It was last week and this week I really active on my page because I was not feeling well, so I was not talking to them. But as soon as I recover, I started to talk to them again. Even yesterday, Lisa placed a call to me. I tried calling her. I think she was still in bed. Right after the show, I'm going to call her. Like I said, I'm still working behind the scene, but you know where the children are now, they are very much frustrated. I cannot be talking to them. I just want what I'm working on. When I get it in my hand, what I can do, then I will do it. Thank God I got Lisa working me. If we can buy their tickets here from Oman to Ghana, matter of fact, they are not in any slavery again. They're already in Ghana. Yeah, we will help stay. They will find way to Liberia, but let them just leave the Arab territory so they can be free. That's what we want to do.
Okay,
Because
my
we've been
next question.
so long up to now, we're not hearing anything for them. And like I promised them that I'm not going to give up on them. I'm not going to give up on them.
Okay, a follow-up question. My next question: do you know any leadership of the Omanis, the Liberians in Oman? Do you know any leadership of the Liberians in Oman? Do you have any idea on that? That the girls that in Oman have a leadership?
No, I don't know about any leadership apart from the chat room. They in to say they get leadership. No, but I used to see a guy on social media that would say, oh, the government should come, they should settle the Liberian community in Oman. And when we even went to go meet Minister Family at Foreign Affairs, I did mention it to him. I said, there's a guy on social media that calling for you guys to settle the leadership in Oman. I said, and now, before you can settle any leadership in Oman, you have to bring the girls that die in Oman. To be honest with you, Alfred, our sister, their condition is worse. The evidence I get in my phone, the evidence I get in my phone about the girls in Oman, they even raping our sisters in Oman. And when they get pregnant, they get them pills to abort the pregnancy. The Arab people, they are wicked. I'm a Muslim, but I never see anything in the Quran that tell you to treat your fellow human being like a dog. The Omanis are wicked. These people on the other side of that wall called Oman, they are not real Muslim. It's like probably, I don't know which one the book they are reading their own religion from. The people, they are wicked. The people, they are heartless.
Okay, I mean, just coming with my last question, then I can give my other police chance. Then we can come back again with a ridiculous question. Martinez, in any time you receive a amount of 5,000 from Mr. McGill, in any time?
But the truth is that when Minister McGill gave me the money, it was not in Haiti. I did talk about it on my show. Even Henry Costa, he posted about it. And the children who I gave the money to, every one of them are here. After I'm not power greed. And I even after money, my advocacies, I use my own cash. People who know me, all the time I raise funds, I add my own money to it. When the girls they were coming from Oman, they were lodging in my house. They were lodging in my house. I never asked anybody for feeding or any other thing. Some of them were here for 1 week, some of them spent 30 days. And I make them to feel comfortable. If Minister Miguel gave me 5,000, I was never going to go on my show. Minister Miguel got people that he communicates with, that he relates to. And I stated on my show that he did give me 1,000. I never received a cent from Minister Miguel on behalf of myself. The 1,000 he gave me, it was for the girls. The returnees that came back that never had clothes. That's how he said I should give them the 200, each person 200, so they can be able to buy something for themselves. And that's how I gave them that money. Even with the first person we brought in this country, it was Beatrice Colley. When we carried Beatrice on the Costa show, the people raised funds for Beatrice. Every senator didn't get $150 US. I and Beatrice went to the senator office when he gave the money to me right there, lay it in your hand. So when Minister Miguel will give me 5,000, okay, Minister Miguel is no longer in the government, I can try how to reach out to him. Then he come and prove it that he gave me 5,000. Because I can remember I wouldn't receive 1,000 United States dollars from Minister Miguel. 1,000, and right there, because the children was not dressed properly, so they couldn't go upstairs. I was the only one that went on third floor, on fourth floor rather, to go meet the minister. And when I came down, right in front of the mansion there, that where I just could be to the security booth, that where I just could be that money. The money not even reached to my house, that where I gave their money to 200 to them. The other leg, blessing was not there. When I came home, I had money on my mobile money. I sent her the $200 through mobile money transfer. That was all. I never received 5,000 from my game.
You know, there's a rumor felt in the air that you received 5,000, and I know you better, so that I defended you, but I couldn't go far because I wanted them to hear from the house's mouth, because I know you better. And I could say, they say that's your sister, so I wanted them to hear from your own mouth.
Okay, I'm you know what I'm going to do? I'm appealing to you, all the panelists on this show here, to please bring the person that said I received 5,000 for Minister Magay. Can you people set up a date where the both of all will appear? I think that would be very simple.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't think we run around with rumors on this show. So I think we listened to Martina Konanda, and she said it very well. We're going to come to Simon to bring his questions, but she said something that really get my attention, and she said it on the show, but I think after I try asking again concerning this money issue, she said she received $1,000 and she distributed it on the children. She said she's saying it over and over and again. So I think the clarity is there. There is no need to run with rumor. If somebody feel that they have more information on the Oman issue, they can come over. We are waiting and we are open to host anybody to discuss the issue and do the Liberian people work. So let's listen to someone from there. Someone.
Very much. Thanks to Martina for the good work that she did for the girls from Oman. My question is, what have been the government's own role as it relates to apprehending some of those that were involved in the transport of the girls to Oman, like the agents that were in Liberia?
Okay, there's a lady called Haja, and she was arrested and they prosecute her. I heard that she was sentenced for 20 years imprisonment. You know, that's the law. Human trafficking, you go to jail for 20 years. So, but then the lady that went to testify against her, that lady was threatened by Haja family, and today that lady is in Nima County forest. She's in Haiti because they witch hunting her. And that day when we went, the first day we went for the meeting, her friends then flagged the issue out, and the minister was like, oh, we will not play. No, we're not going to joke with that. We'll take it so personal. They get her children have to leave Monrovia today. They eat a bush because the government cannot protect them. And apart from that, there was a lady that was on critical list. Kadiatu is back. I'm so happy. Her stomach, she went on an operation, and the operation might open. There are a lot of people on critical list in Oman, and we talked to the government about it. They said, okay, you know what, we're going to communicate, to send a communication to the labor minister in Oman, so we can get these girls on critical list so they can come back home. There are 4 girls in an office in Oman. The children sleeping on a bare floor. The pneumonia are eating these children. When you see them, child is Sudanese refugee. It's sorrowful. I don't let them talk about it because it's so painful. We send picture of these girls, send them photo where they're sleeping. They saw it. They said they will get them all out as soon as possible. At the end of the day, the government just go on go slow. All these children in Oman crying on us for help. It's so sad, my brother, because for me, the heart I get, I always think about them. That's why this time I don't really come. I just want to find solution. I only place messages in the chat room one at a time because actually the Liberian people, they did well. We brought over 17 girls, and it was the Liberian people that found us through my platform. The people too got other issue, and you know the community will find ourselves when the issue is old, nobody want to pay attention to it anymore. But I still try my week way of reaching out to people on the cover to see whether they can help. And some people told me that, oh, Martina, the best time for you to do this, it will be February. February will be a tax return in America. Many people want to help. I say, it's far. But I still trying my best. Everybody I think that I can go to help, they have helped already. But I will not still give up. I still trying my best to see if they can still help so we can bring the girls back. Because if we just wait on government, we're going to lose some of our sisters in our Oman there at the end of the day. Because they say when Africans die, they can put it in a garbage, they go chunk their away. Where they can chunk their garbage and where they can go place they can bury them. They say they don't bury African in their land.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. We listen to you. Abraham, you come there, but let me come there quickly. Martina, we brought a few of the librarians here on the show. We spoke with them, and some of them that was also following the show. We asked them for their recommendations, what they really want, and now all you have been saying is that you are focusing on the repatriations of these librarians back to Liberia. But when we place them in communications, we ask them the question, what you want as a librarian, because you are the one in the situations, you are the one facing the situation. And they told us that they really don't want to go back to Liberia, right? They really don't want to go back to Liberia. They want for the governments of Liberia to go and sit with the Omani governments to see how best they can do harmonizations in their salary, to increase their salary, to give them more working time. Some of their points were they have nothing back home, like you said. Some of them that you guys already repatriated, I went back, they had nothing, their clothing and nothing to stop and to start with. But then now, that's just the same point the children are raising. We don't want to go back to Liberia and be seated and not doing nothing, probably the same thing. So we are asking the Liberian government to come in to sit with the Omani governments to see how best we can talk about increasing our salary and give her a better job like our friends are here. What do we have to say to that? Because you all been talking about repatriation. Don't you think it's also better, say you are already in the public space, to get close to the government so that you guys can see how best you can reach out to the Omani government and sit and have a dialogue to see how best our brothers and sisters can be well paid in that part of the world? What is your thought on that?
You know what? I'll stick to repatriation because let me say this to you clear today. Most of the people in Oman that we come on the platform and tell you say they want for a government to settle them, most of them they are agents that send some of the girls over there. And some of them, the agent then in Oman are their boyfriend. You understand? Like when we started advocating for the girls, then some of them started coming on social media, like to debunk our statement that we are lying, no Liberian suffering in Oman. And trust me, some of them don't want to come back because when they come back, and the girls then too in Liberia, they will point them out, it was you that sent for me. You understand? So they will always come on social media to make it look like everything in Oman is okay. We just want them to go talk to the Omani so they can increase our salary, but we are letting who the human being will work 24 hours. These children work in Oman, the children can go to bed sometimes till 3 o'clock in the morning, and then they will wake up 4 o'clock. They only get 1 hour to rest. Who will be going through that kind of suffering and pain? Then you say you're waiting for government to go say to the people to increase your salary. Even in America, the Western country, the people rest. They get resting time on their job. They get break when they are working, but they misusing our girls over there. And most of the people that will come on social media, they are part of the agent. They are the one who convinced their friend in Liberia, sent for them, and then when they sold them to the Arab people. So they don't want government to go, so the children will come back, and at the end of the day, justice prevail. They will go to 20 years imprisonment. So they will always come on social media and make it look like they only want government to go and speak so they can increase their salary. But our sisters, they are suffering. When we start to show evidence to the people what the girls are going through, that have many of them went in their shell, they never came back on the social media again. But when we started advocating, when it spread everywhere, they was like, trying to make us look like we are liars. Even the first girl and best girl that raised almost 1,000 plus for us, they went on best show that day when they were raising the phone. How did you get the children when they never traffic the girls, then they over there, some of them lazy, they don't want to work. Who want to wait for 24 hours without resting? So, my brother, do not fall for that. The people, they are agent. They don't want justice to prevail. And it can still while justice must prevail.
Yeah, Martina, that's good. And one of the point here is that because of the the absence of the government representations in Oman, because what we were told here is that the consulate general in Dubai is the one responsible to repatriate people from Oman. So they are saying one major thing they are saying is that because the government of Liberia president is not fair, that's the reason why the Omanis are treating them the way they are treating them. So they are saying they want an embassy or a consulate general there that will be able to help pay all of the activities, that will be able to intervene if there is an emergency. So from that perspective, they were speaking that they want their salary to be increased and a whole lot of things. So don't you think also can the Liberian government try to get some bilateral relationship with Oman and establish some probably some embassy or consulate general in that part of the area so that it can be easily handled by them there instead of generating funds from here, repatriating one or two persons because the problem here is you only find these girls outside when they are being mal handled in there. There are a lot of librarians there, you don't even know them. You don't even know them. You only know them when they undergo certain circumstances that they will be able to connect one of their friends from far and near. So don't you think it would also be a recommendation that the government, you now in the public space, could recommend to the government that you guys can come together and have a consulate general there instead of focusing on repatriation?
Okay, let me say this. I'm not in government space anymore, to be honest with you, because I'm not working with Minister Charles Gibson anymore. I'm not going to attend any meeting about the girls. What I would do on my own, I would do it. That's why when the sanction came for Minister McGill, the only thing that worried me because he was actually doing well for us to repatriate the girls from Oman. If then, I don't think I have anything to regret about his sanction apart from the girls' issues in Oman. And I want to say this, right? Most of the girls you see coming out today, most of them you see coming out, they are just in minority. Majority are suffering in Oman. They beat them. We brought a little girl back called Rina. You go on my page, it's there. They beat on Rina. Rina was raped. They beat Rina. Rina, two teeth got broken from her mouth. And that man, even the day we told Rina to take the law into our hand, we talked to Rina. Rina, do not stay back for somebody to kill you. Fight for yourself. And when Rina went, when he killed Rina, said, I want to go. He said, Rina not work. We will beat Rina. When you were coming, Rina took the chair. She said, I will kill you. I kill your wife. He got her free. That's how he said, Batike, that she did. That little girl was over there suffering. Majority in Oman are suffering, then the few minority that causing noise around here, then they are causing noise. You understand? Because what they are going through, what some of them doing in Oman, they're not everybody able to do it. Like for me, I'm a female. No matter how I suffer in that country, I will never sell my body. But there are some people to sell their body that common thing for them. And we know now many of them are into it. Let me be honest with you guys. We getting all the information. So someone that coming to you with information is very fake because they enjoy selling their body. But there are some people they for whom they're not willing to do that. No matter how I suffer, I will never sell my body for anything. But there are some people that do it because they feel that's the way forward in life. That's the way forward in life. And not everybody willing to do the same. So some of them, they also there, they enjoy it because they go out in the net, they make money, they come back and tease them. And other people there, they rather be in there, they enslaving them, but they will be there till God can send their saving grace to save them. But majority are suffering in Oman, then they feel that talking say government should go and tease them. That's not true. They open a chat room. They try government government open a chat room. All the girls there from Oman that have food, all of them were in the chat room before. They used to see the way the children used to be crying. The children will cry every day on day that they want to go back. They are aware of it. There was somebody would say they should go open Liberian community in Oman. Arab will never value black men. We get a consulate in Dubai, but we know what happened to the African over there. They're enslaving the children. How much they working for? People going to jail in Dubai every night a day. Even best, the day best for racing form for the girls they in Oman. She and her police they bought one of they bought one of bought ticket in Dubai there. The boss said, "When ticket he wanted, but just buy a ticket, the senator, he don't want to be there." Then what do you think when they go, what a difference it would make? When Liberians in Dubai cannot even get job. People in Dubai, they are not making progress apart from the BM. And let me say this, the BM that based in Dubai, they are the one they call the agent. They're into the human trafficking business now because the BM where it's not working for them anymore. So now they in our Dubai, their business, Samuel Chacha is in Dubai. And we even heard that they were going to reach out to Interpol. All the agents then escaped, so they were arrested and bring them to Liberia. But since then, everything go on both. The truth of the matter is, government are willing to help. But when you talk, because we advocating for equal justice, system that all Liberians will benefit from, so they will politicize it. They make people look that because we are anti-government, so they will want to politicize everything we are saying. But the truth of the matter is, government are willing to help. That's the reality. Government are willing to help. Because if government were really ready to help, they told me in confidence that even if the Omani government allowed them to go to Oman today, in 1 month time they will do their preparation, they will do. But up to going to 5 months now, the letter of authorization, people say, comes into our country, then we sit down, we talk face to face. The people who want to leave them and the people who want to stay, let them stay. They can't go. They can't go. The last time I saw Minister Gibson was the one who they were the chairperson to go and settle the dispute between Joa Howard Taylor and her party member. While our sisters are dying, Oman, he being the labor minister and the chairperson on the tax 40 to repatriate our girls from Oman. He's not thinking about that, but he's going to go settle some of the political difference because their target right now is 2023. Not their citizens are dying, Oman. Their target is 2023. But with our sisters who are dying, Oman, they're not even thinking about going there. But when you talk, they say you enter there, you want to politicize everything, but that's the reality. If government really care about what happened in Oman, long time they're going to go bring our girls there back. But they are not really making any progress. They come in the popular space, make it look like they are making progress. By the end of the day, behind the scene, they are jokers. That's the reality.
Thank you very much. Whatever you are following us this time, we want to say welcome to the exchange. You are listening to Martina Konante. She is our guest today on today's edition of the show, and we are talking about challenging situations of our Liberian sisters and brothers in Oman. You listen to her giving her stand on the issue, calling on the Liberian governments to intervene on the issue. So she has made a whole lot of points here. We're going to pin the number on the board that you can call and make your contribution. But before that, we will move on to Abraham Valley Camara to come in there. Abraham.
Thank you. Thank you, Martina Konate, and thanks to all of our followers for following. And Martina Konate, who is Councillor Lendy? Do you know his relation to the well-being of Liberians in Oman?
Let me say this, we have no regrets. I hope Councillor Lendy was the Minister of Labor. He was going to do better. That man is a God-sent leader. That man been doing well for girls in Oman. That Councillor Lendy man, only God will bless that man. That man really been doing well. He never turned his back on Liberians. Like the way our own government officials behaving here in Liberia. He never turned his back. That man talked to everybody that will reach out to him. Whether he gets solution or not, but he talked to you to give you hope. I will not sit here to laugh. For me, I'm a realist. That man been doing well. You talk to any girls in Oman, they will tell you, say, even though the councillor did not buy my ticket, but he gave me hope. That's the kind of person he is. He really doing well, to be honest. He's doing well. Nobody should lie to you about Councillor Lendy. Councillor Lendy doing well. He's the councillor in Dubai.
All right. So I think in Oman, we have, currently in Oman, we have 3 categories of people, of Liberians residing in Oman. The first category, the agents. The second, Liberians residing in Oman with their sponsors. And the third category, Liberians residing in Oman on their own, right? They were processed in Oman to work, but now some of them escaped to live on their own. And now if you look at it critically, those who escape to live on their own, majority of them are into what we call prostitution, right? So and if you look at that critically, it's because the amount they are taking as their salary is low. As I mentioned earlier, they are taking 225 United States dollars, and some are taking 250. That is the maximum, right? So that is an amount that is little. So based on that, they will go out. They will prefer going out and do prostitution or other things to get more money. So now our brother was saying, right? Elijah was saying, as a recommendation, leaving Oman, going to Liberia is something some of the Liberians seeing it unnecessary. Some. And why they see it unnecessary is because if they leave Oman and go to Liberia, one, there is no job, right? Two, they have lived out of Liberia for long and go back with no hope. So going, where will they start from? These are things that they are thinking about. The issue about sustainability. If they go, how will they be sustained? Who will be responsible for them? And that's why I asked you the question about their status, the returning status currently in Liberia. How are they living? How's their condition? Who is responsible for them? How's a job issue? All of these things. People in Liberia stay over there for long and they don't have job. Not talking about somebody returning, right? Returning to Liberia. So the issue about recommendation, because there's a platform, right? We have many people following and others will follow later, right? And probably it might reach to government officials. So if they follow and get some of the recommendations, I think they will take some of the recommendations. So one of the recommendations we were looking at what could be having a consulate or embassy, Liberian embassy, that will have someone representing Liberia in Oman. So, or don't you think that could be better? Because we have some people right now with all of the challenges, they are deciding to steal among these three categories. Don't you think that could be a recommendation?
Okay. First, I want to say this, right? America, everybody wish to go to America, but there are some people they don't want to stay in America. Some people wish to leave Liberia. There are some people they believe their life in Liberia is okay. They don't want to leave Liberia. Let me say this, and I will continue to say it. In Liberia, there are some of the girls, the attitude they carry on over there, that's the same attitude they been carry on here in Liberia. Imagine you're going to sell your body in Liberia, the highest you make is $20 years. And you in a country that somebody will look at you and give you like $50, $60, $100 just for a night. You think you want to come back to Liberia when you somebody look at you $10, $20? These are the people. Most of the girls that we brought back, they say if they just want to come back with their life, they don't after what somebody will settle them or not because they want freedom. You know how it takes. Some of the girls been locked up in the office for 8 good months. They lock up in the office, they don't even see the daylight. They're there, their eyes getting dim. You think these girls will tell you myself that I don't want to come back because I don't know why I come to come start with in Liberia? Freedom is first thing that anybody wants. So the one that also they fly around enjoying life. These are the ones that telling you and myself that they want to be there, they should go settle a Liberia community in Oman. But the one that have been enslaved, maltreated, they want to come back. I know that if 4 girls are telling you about the children that they are 8 months now, they in the office, they lock up. They in the office, they lock up. One girl just came back, they feed the Lena. They maltreated Lena. Lena was sick, she was sweating up. I even went on the Costa show to discuss that issue. Lena family have to go to a loan to free their daughter. Now she's in Liberia. You think if Lena get an opportunity to come back, she will tell you and myself that I don't want to come back because I can't be back. I don't know what to start with. The matter of fact, our life comes first. So don't listen to the one that outside selling their body for little of nothing. They enjoy selling their body. But the real one that are suffering, the one that went to go work and make money. At the end of the day, everything was just a false information that they gave to them. They were going to enslave them. The one they want to come back. Not the one that used to sell in their body. I'm telling you seriously, that's the reality.
Thank you.
Majority
Thank you. Thank you.
The minority are saying that they want to stay there.
So thank you, Martina.
Some of them want to come back. Even the safe house for I didn't say something. The safe house today that the Liberians can brag about in Oman, that anybody escape, they want to go there. It was the counselor. It was the counselor. He helped most of the girls in the safe house over there. He really do it well. Counselor
the counselor in Dubai or the one in Oman?
We don't have a counselor in Oman. We don't have a counselor in Oman. The counselor lady is in Dubai.
Okay.
He's the counselor in Dubai.
Okay. All right. So, yes. Martina, have you ever visited Oman?
No.
All right. So, are you aware that we have an office space in Oman, particularly responsible for all the Liberians who are traveling to Oman? Do you know that we have office space there responsible for the Liberians in Oman?
When they open our office space?
It has been open since Liberians been going to Oman. Since Liberians been going to Oman, they have office space according to reliable source, right? That they have office space in Oman, and then all of the agents who are processing Liberians to Oman, they work with the office, and they work with the office staff, getting information on the Liberians residing in Oman, those who are currently living with their sponsors.
It's a blatant lie. Say Martina could not say so. Because even when we went in the meeting where Minister Charles Gibson, nobody ever mentions about any office. There are no office in Oman that representing any Liberians. As the girls that were trafficked to Oman, they went there, some of them right from the airport, they took them to their slave master. Some of them went to the Arab people office, they took them to their slave master house. And since they've been there, they have never talked to any Liberian to tell them that, oh, you get office here that monitoring you or looking after you. It's a blatant lies. Nobody should lie to you. I hope you will bring the people that gave you the false information, so me and them we can sit on their platform and discuss it. Let the Liberian people listen to us. All these people is an agent. I want their girls there to leave over there so they will not be prosecuted and sent them to jail. No office in Oman that represent any Liberians. Since we've been advocating, we have never heard about any office. When we went to go meet the ministers, they have never discussed about any office. And even the guy from UNDC, Louis database, the few guests that he got information on, nobody mentioned about any office being in Oman, that somebody they are representing the Liberians. It's a blatant lies. So say man,
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Abraham, come there. So we'll go over to Alfred. From Alfred, then we'll take let's say Martin, let's say Simon. Sorry, we'll take Simon. So we have to be very brief because we are running out of time. Whatsoever you are, I want to say welcome and welcome to the exchange. Our guest is well seated. You can call. There will be a number pinned. You can call to make your point on the show. I think we lost Martina gradually. She would join the show again. So as it stands, Alfred, let me hear you there before the guest answer a question.
We are losing Martina. We are losing Martina. Martina, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
Somebody is ringing. Elijah, please mute. Elijah, please mute. Elijah, mute your mic. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Martina. There are any guys in Oman from Liberia? Do you have men in Oman from Liberia that are working, that was transported to Oman?
Yes, I know about 2 men. They said there was a guy that used to help to take the girls from their slave master their house and carry them to the safe house. He was really doing a great job for them. And there's a guy in Oman too, they call Freeman. Freeman was the one who sent and what they get in. He Lopu to Oman and other girls then, but later he bought her ticket and she's back now to Liberia. He's in Oman too. That's the only two person I know of. But I didn't talk to the other guys because back then they said the Arab people they lie, the Omani lies on his name, and they say he's so crazy. The time we came in to advocate, he was already in prison. And since then, we haven't heard anything about him.
Okay, Madina, let me take this caller. Yeah, let me take this caller. The caller is on the line. Just mute Alfred. We then take the caller. Hello, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Yes, hello. I'm Joseph Duro. I'm calling from Telangana State, Waranga, India.
Okay, let me listen to you there. Make your point.
Yes, my point has to do with this office issue that the other host on the show talk about within Oman, and the guest try saying that there is no office within Oman. I think it would be very, very prudent that in her advocacy, she tried to do a deep background investigation to know if there is an office in Oman, that because it's possible that it might be on the ground. We don't know. It is also possible that those slaves master too might be calling the Liberians that is spearheading it because they want more people from Liberia to support them. So I think it would be prudent that just a recommendation that you do a deep background check on if there is any office regarding Liberians within Oman.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think Matna is listening to his recommendation there, and he's making recommendation that you should make your background investigation probably. But I think she been with the Omani, let's say with the Liberian government.
Investigation. I have talked to a lot of their bosses in Oman. I have talked to a lot of them. None of them ever tell me that they get office in Liberia that representing Liberians. Never. You know the Arab people, they all their team, they won't lie. You understand? If office was there, they were going to say, but we get office here that represented them. Okay, you talk to so and so pricing. Because even when we start to talk about Lopu Leafy Oman, and this guy that carry Lopu being that he in Oman, they link us to him in Fremont. Or in Fremont we talked before. Or in Fremont we talked before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
thank you.
Yeah,
Sure. Ambassador, continue.
Okay. Okay, Martina, thank you for your explicit elaboration. My next question has to do with the guys in the safe house. How often do you talk with them, and do you know the amount of guys in the safe house and how well they are paid?
Okay, I talked to the girls in the safe house, but the girl in the safe house was the main reason I rejected the offer from Minister McGill for him to give me money. Because the girl in the safe house, they have to go to labor law court. From labor law court, they have to get lesser passport for them before they can get on the plane. And I'm not able to go through all that process. I'm not in government, so the consular landing in Dubai, and there's a human rights advocate who over there for Esther. They are the one who been taking care of the guests in the safe house. We've been talking to them, but actually we haven't brought anybody back from the safe house because only government can go through that process because they don't have document. They escaped from their slave master, then who, and they came to the safe house. They don't have their document. So we be on advocates, we can only raise one for fear in the people and they give their document to them. At the end of the day, we buy their ticket, they come back. But they don't have document. And even they go down, somebody reached out to me, they told me that, oh, they have already get their document, they won the case in the labor law court, they're about to come. So I talked to them and said, they really helping you that you talk to what you're sending in because we reach out to certain organizations through my police, Lisa, and the people want to help to buy the ticket. They said they will help to buy ticket as long as they settle their problem. But then they said they would reach out to the lady, they will get back to me within a period of time. I feel sick. And up to now, I didn't reach out to them, but I talked to my police, and she said that I don't know why the woman was giving some kind of instruction and things then, but she waiting on them. Maybe later they will send a name to her because she herself she's talking to them too. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martina. Thank you. You know, The issue about the office I talked about previously, I get to know this from a person, one a lady residing in Oman. And then she called me from Oman. Oh, yes, you hosted someone on your show regarding the Oman situation. I said, yes. And then she said that one of our colleagues in fight, our office is really looking for her, right? And I asked her, I said, oh, so do you have office? So I was really having interest in the issue about the office that she mentioned about. All right. And she told me that yes, we have office space here, and the office is actually responsible for Liberians in Oman. And at the office, we have our agents, both here in Oman and those who process us here to Oman. And then when this girl escaped, the office was the one responsible. The sponsors gave the responsibility to the office to get this girl back because they have hired her, they paid her, and all of this stuff. So they want her back, right? So the office started calling this girl to come back. And why the girl escaped, according to the girl, she escaped because she was sick. And per the TOR, the term of reference, they responsible for their feeding expectation, they are responsible for their lodging accommodation, and they are responsible for their health being, right? When they are sick, they're responsible for that. And the girl was sick, but the sponsor could not treat this girl, right? So for that reason, the girl escaped. So the office was now calling the girl back that will be responsible to treat you and all of these things. So the girl was saying that, but then how will you treat me now? When I was there, you people could not treat me and you want to treat me now. So that's what brought the issue about the office. So we all need to do our own background investigation about this office.
No, do not investigate. Let me explain to you how the whole office business work in Oman. Like, for example, right? There's not office that represent Liberians. They got different agents in Oman that get their own offices and things then. Like, for example, I got my office and I got my slave with me. And Arab man come, he want a slave to go live with him. After they pay like 3,000, 4,000 in Liberia now to the agent then to get the girls over to Oman. When they get there, go to the office. Their agent, their sponsor then will come and buy them like for 2,000 or 3,000 in their Omani money. You understand? Then they will take them, they carry them. When they carry them, they will be there. Let me make this clear. You're talking about pay. Not everybody in Oman taking pay. Not everybody in Oman taking pay. 85% of the girls in Oman, they are not taking pay. They told them that they bought them. They can only compensate them with more to end like to buy their power and to buy car to put on their phone. Like, for example, I leave my country, then more and you go look at me, you give me the $50, $100. That pay there for me. That's not pay. They just compensate them when they more to end. They're not paying them. Because someone is getting $50, someone is getting $100, that the higher is $100, someone is getting $75. You understand? And at the end of the day, when you get sick, they will tell you, say they're not responsible for you. When you go to the office will, most of the girls refuse to go to their office because everybody even when you go in the chat, even the database we give to the government, there are 5, 6, 7 persons from one office, and they get 8, 9 persons from different offices. They got different offices. Not that the office that are representing Liberians. No, it's the Arab people office. But like, for example, I key on a Sarah office, and you key on a Yusuf office, and you key on a Zara office. Because that's their bosses. Then the Zara get her office, Yusuf get her office, Sarah get her office, that's how it look like. So when you are in the office then, and you escape, your office will provide you because the people already bought you for the office. And most often they sell these girls for 2 years. For 2 years, they can sell these girls there for. And when they sell them for the 2 years, and when the year not come to an end, you escape, the office responsible to provide you or to give another slave to the Arab man or woman or to give their money back because they bought you for you to serve them for 2 years. So that's how it works. Now, special office that represent Liberians. I know about that office business and I know how it works.
All right. I think you just mentioned something I wanted to hear, right? The issue about 2 years duration. Because I also got that information that the 2 years duration was something like a contract signed by the agents, and it is like a memorandum of understanding that yes, we are signing a contract and you will be working with the person for 2 years. But in the
And
2
let me
years,
say
the
this,
person will be
right? When they
paying
go
you.
it's in Arabic, they can only give
Yes.
it to the children for them to sign it. And the children will sign it, will tell them sign it. When the children ask them what you signing it for, they say when you sign it, it means you will go get paper for you to work. That's how they can lie to the children. Most of them, I talk to them, I say, did you sign paper? They say, oh, says Martina, they give us the paper. What we will do? We just sign the paper because it's in Arabic. We can't read Arabic. We don't know Arabic.
All right. So, Martina, do you also know about the issue about taking the documents from Liberians when they enter in Oman, and the document will be with the sponsor for 2 years?
Right to the airport. Now where they can take that document from them. Right to the airport.
So we see that as another challenge. So you see now, Martina, these are the many challenges faced with Liberians in Oman, right? So with all of these challenges, what do you see as solutions, right? Maybe we can get 1, 2, 3, solutions or recommendations as solutions, right? What can you give us as some of the recommendations as solution to the many challenges faced by Liberians in Oman?
The government will be the only solution to this whole saga. The Oman saga, only the government can put stop to it. Because now only Liberians were going through torture and trauma in Oman. It happened with the Sierra Leoneans. It happened with the Nigerians. It happened with the Ghanaians. And their government went in to save their people. Even the Sierra Leoneans, the Nigerians, the Ghanaians are there now. They're renting their own place and they go work even they come back home. Because their government went there, they signed the MOU. The people who wanted to leave, they leave. The one who feel comfortable to live there, they are there and they paying them. They're not living with nobody to torture them, to wake up them 4 o'clock. So only the government now can solve the issue in Oman. But how will the government go? When the government focus is on it on the TV right now.
Yes, so I was talking about recommendations, right? Recommendations.
Yeah. You think? Abraham, let me come there. I think she said probably even if she tried to give some recommendation, like we'll do this, we'll do that, it will not materialize. Because I listened to her and when she said that certain amount should have been given to her, if I put her right, so that she can go to Oman and do some repatriation. And she said, and I quote, that, oh no, it will not work because even if you gave me $1 million to go to Oman, things will not work because there are some gradual relationship that should have occurred before these children be repatriated. So I think our recommendation is that she call it on the governments to come in. That's just a way forward. And even when we brought these people back, let's say the Liberians from Oman on the show, their only request was we need the government. So I think the whole Oman saga, the government is playing cardinal role because even if the government cannot come in and sit with the Omani governments to talk what to do and how to get their citizens out of Oman, you can even take the whole war and take millions of dollars and go to Oman, things will not materialize. I think that's what Martina is saying.
It will not.
So we listen to someone from there and come in with questions. We are gradually running out of time. And after some questions, we're going to see if we can take 1 or 2 calls. If not, we ask Martina for her parting comment because the show is actually meant for 1 hour, 30 minutes. So we're going to ask someone to come in with questions. From there, we can ask our guest for her parting comment for today's edition.
So much, Elijah. Martina, my question has to do with what is your own advice to our young ladies who want to leave Liberia to go to other countries outside for greener pasture? Because as we have seen now, it has become a trending issue that Liberians, young ladies from Liberia and other African countries that are going out are facing some challenges. So you as an advocate, what is your own advice to our young ladies back home who want to?
Okay, thanks for that question. I was waiting for somebody to ask me. Even if nobody was going to ask me that question, I was going to ask myself that question and answer it. Because the whole discussion we have here just now, this is the main question that I've been waiting for. Why I would tell my young Liberian sisters in Liberia, any part of the world for that matter, that you can understand English, do not travel to a country that you cannot understand their language, because it's very dangerous. They might sell you, they might kill you, they might harm you. You don't understand their language. When you are traveling to this country, like for Dubai, everybody know people go to Dubai to go enjoy their money. You go there where you get your cash on you. You already plan that I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Dubai, or I'm going to spend 1 week in Oman with your toe and front ticket to travel, especially Arab country. Arab people, they are very heartless. Arab don't value black. You can be black, you pray, Arab man will not value you, he will not respect you. I want to say this to all the young women in Liberia: stop traveling to country that you don't understand the people's language. We know things are very hard in this country, things are difficult in this country, but I know things will get better soon. If you try to be chasing greener pasture, at the end of the day, you lost your life. You saw a video from Egypt where they were beating the girl and that girl ended up losing her life. The Arab people, they will beat you to death. The people don't even care. Imagine Kadiatu stumble open, the OMAN, her children will go be forcing that girl, will be on the phone shouting, forcing her to go and wear what her stomach open. That girl will take Vaseline and rub it to that place and tie it and be crying on the floor. I get all these videos here in my phone. And the government, they get access to everything that I'm telling you guys here today. But still, they will not make a move. Especially when you are in a country where you get a government in power who doesn't recognize their citizens, whether they are suffering or not in other countries. You should be very careful how you travel. This is not the first situation that ever happened in Liberia. It happened during Manasseh time when these girls they went to Lebanon, when they were using it as sex slave workers. At the end of the day, the government went in, these girls they came back, they carried them to the safe house, they gave them some treatment. At the end of the day, they gave them small change and they moved on. But today we cannot see it happening in Liberia. So I want to tell every Liberians to be careful. The way you travel to a country where you don't understand their language is very dangerous, because anything can happen to you. You will be living in a country like a bobo because you don't understand the people's language. And it's very, very dangerous. Now, what most of these girls facing over there, if that country was an English-speaking country, many were definitely finding their way. But they can't find their way because they don't understand the language the people speak. And that's the difficult part there. When you are traveling, when you can't understand the language the people speak.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. Listening to her. When you are following the show, we say welcome and welcome to the exchange. You can call on the number on the dash there to make your point. So in that, we're going to be asking our guests to give a parting comment on this note. While we're taking a parting comment, the call come, we're going to interrupt her, and then we take the call. So Martina, let us listen to you. You have said it loud and you have given a whole lot of recommendations. You speak from different angle of blaming the government, sometimes blaming the agency, at the same time blaming other Liberians in search for greener pasture in that part of the world. So you are calling on them to be very careful. So what is your parting comments today as we listen to you while you give your parting comments on today's edition of the show? So the number is on the dashboard. You can call to make your point while Martina Konata is trying to give her parting comments. Martina, let's
The
listen to
only
you.
thing, before I go to parting comment, I want to say this. The only thing so far so good I've seen the government have put it in place. Nobody leave Liberia now to Oman. If they look in your passport and they see any visa there to Oman, you're not going to travel. They seize your passport right away and they send you back to Monrovia. That's the only good thing I see the government have put in place. So far, so good. Yes. And my party comment, twice I want to say thanks to all the panelists on this platform. I hope to come back again. The platform not only belongs to you guys, we all got share in this platform now because we all want better Liberia. We all want a safe society. So the platform, not your platform anymore. It belongs to all Liberians. I want to say thanks to you guys for having me on this platform. And I pray to God that this platform continue because, you know, we've been seeing platforms that were independent. By the end of the day, when different government come to power, the platform become a biased platform. But for me, I've been on my stand.
Let me hold you there 1 minute. Hello, caller. What is the name and why are you calling from, sir?
Yes, hello. Let me appreciate the guests on the show and even those of you that are hosting the show. Firstly, I listened to her interview and she spoke and said all necessary things that are needed to be here. But now my question is, since the government is not doing anything towards the situation, what have been her stand as an advocate? That's my question.
Okay, caller, thanks for that question. For my stand as advocates, I'm not going to give up on them. I'm still going to try in my weak way. Like I said, I get my platform and I know that a lot of people believe in me. But you know, right now the Oman issue, a lot of people, when you talk about raising funds, well, we tired with it, but I know I got some confidence that still reaching out to that it will help me to still buy more girls' tickets. But it's just like the time they're showing me a little bit far, but I still trying my best to try all in my weak way, especially the one that I'm in contact with. I already gave them my word. I'm not going to give up on them, and I will not give up on them. It calls for us to drag this to 2023. I will do it. I'm not going to give up on them. Yes.
Okay, you can continue with the passing comment. You can continue.
Okay, so that's it. Like I said, the platform will be independent, but when their government comes to power, especially the government that to advocate is very, very hard, but people don't understand. It's very hard for you to be an advocate and be balanced. Let me say this. When there are few people who got a grace that will say I'm an advocate and I'm balancing my advocacies. When there are few people. But a lot of people, like for now, everybody know me, I supported Joseph Boakai, but when Joseph Boakai comes to power, I continue my advocacies and wait to see her fault. And I pray to God that he shouldn't be at fault. I will wait to see her fault and to discuss that issue. But I hope this platform, the exchange, will still be the exchange that will not be compromised.
Thank you.
Definitely.
We will not. But one thing you said that really got me excited is that you are one of the biggest shareholders in this platform. So we also hope that you will work along with us to see how best to maintain the integrity of this platform. That we usually tell people the sole aim of this platform is not about probably bringing people and going after people, chasing after people. We need an independent body so that all of people's voices can be heard. Like you, I've been following you, though you have your own political interest with that which belongs to you. No one can take away. But on the other hand, see what you have been involved with. From nowhere, you have gone afar generating money, saving people, doing repatriations. I know you have your own foundation that we would like for you to come back for you to talk about what have been your involvement, your role as a young woman, what it really means for you, what are some of the challenges. So there are a lot to be talking about. Trust me, I will continue calling you, and I make sure that I will lay my hand on you all the time so that you can come on the platform and provide the necessary information. It's not all the time we speak politics. Sometimes we put away politics and speak the truth. Speak power, right? We speak, we speak to the reality. Sometimes once we blind our eyes to politics, I tell you something real. We're going to see the true nature of Liberians. We are brilliant. There are a whole lot of good attributes about us, but politics have blind our eyes, have blind the truth. So sometimes the platform actually created to put away politics and speak the true natures of Liberians. So I want to say thank you, for accepting our invite this time. And trust me, I'm going to place your call right after the show so we can plan the next one to know your role and responsibility as a young woman in the public and what have been your contributions. I know there are a lot to be talked about. So I want to say thank you and we'll let you go. This however good thing will have an end. So today on this edition, I want to say thank you and we are now letting our guest speaker to go. So we say thank you. Let all of our panelists stay for at least 5 minutes so that we can discuss the show for today. Thank you, Martina. We say bye bye and bye bye for now.
Thank you.
Good guys, I think we listened to Martina and she said loud. Whole lot of interesting things that we needed to hear, and some of it, people listen to them, and So what is your own thought when it comes to the whole Oman saga as you listen to Martina? What was
let me come in. From the whole talk today, there are a few things that I grabbed from the whole conversation. Look, my brother, Liberia is a country that if you are not into politics or if you are not on the side of certain people, things don't work out. And one of the major things we have in our country is corruption. If you listen to Martina told you boldly that they had a chat room. The government said they were going in 6 months. You have your citizen in another country suffering. You have permit 6 months to go into that country to discuss the welfare of your people. Up to now, a single person have not put in a foot in Oman. After the show that night, people and myself from Oman are talking. People still want to leave Oman. Our guys are suffering. Our sisters in Oman are suffering. Why can't our government go in to help? Because what they are thinking on now, for me, the mindset I have is that because these guys will not be beneficiary to them, so they don't want to help. Why? They are your citizens. Like the guys from Sierra Leone, the guys from Ghana, the guys from Guinea. Now, on the show, the other guy told you one time that the other countries, like the Philippines, the other countries, their citizens are well paid. They have time to rest. Why our government cannot go and sit on the table to discuss and have a resolution that can help our sisters? Either they come back or those I want to say, they stay. Like the situation in Dubai. You see what is happening. The guy says 77 person that went to the prison compound to be repatriated. Our citizens are suffering. And even the aspect of consulate. Now in India, you are facing the same problem. If your passport expires in India here or anything happen here, you don't have consulate. Like AB can bear witness. That's not happening between the Africans in Delhi. If Liberian was more, because all ambassadors were going for their citizens, all consulates were going for their citizens. If Liberia was in that group, where our people were going to be? Because they don't have consulates in India, they don't have embassies. Since our consulate died, Liberia is dumb. We should say reality. Liberia is dumb. Why should we be like that? Why should government neglect its citizens? I think our government needs to come in to help its citizens. Let's forget about politics. You can be part of United Party, you can be part of ANC, you can be part of it. So long you are governing and your citizens are abroad suffering, we got to go and show, man. We have to go and help.
Okay, let's listen to Simon from there. We take Abraham.
Yes, I think as my brother Alfred regularly stated, I think our government is not doing well when it comes to their bilateral relationship with other countries, more especially their foreign policy. Because, like for instance, our common case here is with us in India, as Alfred regularly stated. We do not have an embassy currently here, neither a consulate in India. So just in case something happens to students here, what will be the government own contribution to us? What will be our own the welfare from our government to respond immediately before we go outside? You understand? So these are the things that government need to look critically into to strengthen their bilateral ties with other countries that they have their citizens. See the issue of Sierra Leone, Guinea, and the other African countries in Oman. The government responded swiftly because they had a consulate there to respond to them, to seek after the well-being. But Liberians are left vulnerable because we don't have anyone to talk to us. There's no bilateral relationship with Oman. So we don't have anybody to talk for us. So the issue here is it's not about the girls going back. If the girls go back, what are the situations in country that they will benefit? Because the reason that they left their country, it was to go and seek greener pasture. So if they go back, what will be their life? So our government need to put in place a system or situation in Oman that will be able to negotiate with the government on that side, with the counterpart on that side, to see how best our country, our own or citizens can have a decent working relationship. But how would the government do that? If we look back in our country, I think a few weeks ago, the workers for information ministry and other agencies of government were protesting around for being badly treated when it comes to their own salary. Government that is formulating policy, a decent web bill policy, and the same government that honor people. Can you imagine a citizen in Liberia working with Ministry of Information and other agencies like the Ministry of Health, making 45 United States dollars per month and 150 and 1,500 Liberian? So tell me, how can somebody even leave from outside to go and live under that kind of situation? So, man, the only thing here is our government need to do better. They need to step out their game. We need to strengthen our diplomatic tie with other nations. So if our citizens are facing problems, we can be able to move in swiftly and arrest those situations. So I think the only thing what I got from Martina is our government need to strengthen that diplomatic tie with other countries that have the citizens that they have citizens in those countries, that if something happens, they'll be able to respond swiftly. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador Alfred Jacob. Thank you, Simon. I think Martina did well by starting the advocacy with few other personalities to see how best our sisters should be repatriated, and up to now she's still on the process. So we want to say thank you to Martina Konate. And the analysis, the first thing is the government, according to Martina, right? The government needs to play a key role. That's the first thing. And the government playing a key role, we need to look at it from different perspectives. One has to do with the citizens, Liberian citizens in Oman, and that of those who are being repatriated to Liberia. Because if you look at it critically, some Liberians in Oman currently do not want to return. That is the fight. And they don't want to return based on so many reasons. One could be they are agents, so they don't want to return. Because they are agents, they are processing people to Oman, so they don't want to return. They are agents, they are understanding the situation of getting 1 or 2 cents for themselves, so they don't want to return. But if there is a system put in place that everyone will feel at home, then definitely, probably they might return or stay in Oman. And how will they stay in Oman? They will stay in Oman if everything is settled, right? Everything being settled, having a very good relationship, as you stated, Simon and Alfred, the government having that good bilateral relationship with Oman, then definitely things will be okay for Liberians. And I believe people will not start to think about getting repatriated, going back to Liberia. Because as Martina mentioned, right, it was agreed upon, according to her, that the least pay salary is 800 United States dollars. So obviously, if what was mentioned was implemented and they are still implementing it, I don't think Liberians will be thinking about going back to Liberia. That is one. Two, if they are in Oman, Liberians in Oman are not maltreated, I don't think they will be thinking about going back to Liberia. I listened to someone from Oman, and the person told me that they work for so many hours. Sometimes they work up to 10 hours. Sometimes they work up to 15 hours. Sometimes up to 20 hours. And we have something when you are working, they have extra time. So for them now, as librarians say, yeah, we have extra time. So will you give us our extra pay? No extra pay. Right? No extra pay. So all of these things are challenges. But the only way these challenges can be solved, according to Martina, the government needs to step in to see how best to create this good bilateral relationship with Oman and other countries. There are many other countries. India is one. We don't have a consulate. We don't have embassy. We have many Liberians now in India. We don't even know the total number. Probably 1,000 plus. We don't even know the total number. We don't have embassy. We don't even have a consulate, not talking about embassy. So I think this is a serious challenge. So the government need to step in to have a good bilateral relationship with many other countries across the world where we have Liberians residing. I think so far it's so good. I think that is it. The last but not the least has to do with the Councillor Lendy. I was actually astonished today, right? Martina Konate was speaking positive about Councillor Lendy. On the other hand, we hosted one of our guests on this show. He was speaking negative about Councillor Lendy. So it got me somehow astonished. But how be it, there are two different scenarios, because the other person was speaking about Councillor Lendy at the level of Dubai, and she was speaking about Councillor Lendy at the level of Oman. So at the level of Oman, Councillor Lendy is doing well, but at the level of Dubai, according to our other guests, he's not doing well. So I think we need to see how best to lay hand on Councillor Lendy. Elijah, I think we need to work on that to bring Councillor Lendy on and hear from him as well. So I think I can stop this far so good. Thank you, and respect to the President of the Association of Liberian Students in India, James Tomuflomo. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you ever so much. I listen to everyone, listen to Martina Konate. Like you said, that have been my quest. I really trying to get a counselor, and I trying to place in a lot of communications to see if he can come, to tell us, what are some of those things that are actually affecting our brothers and sisters in both Oman and Dubai. So let me just first, start by saying a very big thing to Martina Konante as a young lady, at that age, probably should have been thinking about how to, put her life in a particular order, how to build houses, do this and do other things for herself. But she put away all these things and then, seeking the interest of young people like herself. I think it's a strong thing. It's something that, we have to really commend her for that, because I listened to her that she appeared on so many platforms, on her father, Aaron Petrocosta platform. She appeared on the Best Gallo show, and the list goes on. And even going as far to Nathaniel Magel, you see. So I think she's really, really, really doing well. Something that it will be very difficult for you to see young people in this space to sacrifice for their fellow young people. I really want to say very, very big thanks to Martina Konate for that. And like she said, when you ask her for a recommendation, she said the only recommendation she can give is the government. I think it made a lot of sense. The government, because even in India here, where we currently residing, now if you have a passport, any other issues, you just have to relate to the government, or you take the mantle of authority all by yourself. And you see, so I think our recommendations are very strict. So we are joining our voices to her and asking the government of Liberia to come in and see the necessity of actually coming, to our brothers and sisters cry. Seriously, they really need to see reason to come in and see if they can sit down and talk with the Omani government, so that there can be something, understandable between the both governments, so that brothers and sisters can be free and can live the life they want to live. There's some of them said, and I reason with them. If you repatriate them, you carry them back to Liberia, where are they going to start from? Martina said, stated that they have to give them 200 each, probably to get them clothes and a whole lot of things. Where are they really going to start from? So the government need to put a whole lot of mechanisms in place. If they will be repatriated, and give them something to start, that is okay. If they can also find means and go to the Omani government and sit down on a round table, have some discussion, and talk to see how best they can increase their salary for those ones that want to stay, and those that ones that want to go back, they can go back. But I think there should be a need or point for reconciliation. The Liberian government has a lot of things to do. The Oman issue is not only the issue. If you go to Cyprus, we don't have a consulate general, not an embassy there. If you go to Morocco, it might be there, but the function is very poor. If you go to Kigali, you are not. We hear the same cry. You come to India, the same thing. The situation is just probably over. So we call on the Liberian government to come into our brothers and sisters' cry. So on that note, we want to say thank you.
Elijah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we have to work on getting from the. Please mute, Elijah. Let me say something.
Elijah, please mute.
Okay. I think we need to work on getting one of the guys from the Committee on Foreign Affairs. And I think Delon is one of the person on that Committee on Foreign Affairs. Yeah, I think we need to get him on to explain to us what is really happening. What's the oversight function of our legislature when it comes to that? Because you cannot get the guys on committees on foreign affairs, then we have our bilateral relationship very full like that. So I think we can work on it. We can talk to Martinez to see if we can get Delon on the line to come on the show to explain to us what is the oversight responsibility on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and what are they planning on working on to find a good bilateral relationship for our people. I think so. We have to work on it.
Yes, 1 minute. Let me just come in 1 minute. Yes, before we go. Yeah, when you talk about inviting let's say the guys from the legislature as it relates to their oversight responsibility on the as per their position on the Committee on Foreign Affairs, I think it would just be a waste of time. Because I think the person who drives our foreign policy is the president of the Republic of Liberia. The legislature, they only have an oversight responsibility, but they don't have a direct role in driving the foreign policy of our country. The chief architect of our foreign policy is the president, and he designates those who to act in to help to aid him in driving the policy. And I think the person who is pretty seated to answer the question is to be the foreign minister or somebody from the foreign affairs. But if we call
you're not getting me out. So now
we look at it.
You can hope for contempt. You can hope for contempt. So if the foreign ministry is not working with the policy, the House of Parliament can call it and hold it in contempt.
Yeah, sure. So basically, I think we're going to look at that, right? We're going to look at that. So that's something we all need to look into. Basically, it's about building the bilateral relationship between Liberia and many other countries where we have Liberians residing. So that's just it. So we're going to look at that and we see how best to engage the process continuously and see how best our dream can come to a reality collectively. So Elijah, Dennis, I don't know how you look at that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we're going to look at that and we're going to see who is responsible for that. If it's the legislator, if there's the House of Senate, the executive, whosoever is responsible for that, we're going to try to lay hand on them to bring them to tell us their own oversight responsibility. Because I can remember in the past when the issue of India Council Benin came out, I think the current leadership, I'm commend them for that. They communicated with Delon, and Delon was able to call the assistant foreign ministers in the House of Parliament, and he was questioned on issue of church. So, be it the case, who is responsible? We're going to try to reach out to the president to come here and tell what is the way forward. Because everyone is saying the government. So we're going to find means to see if we can bring someone from the angle of the government to see how best they can speak on the issue. So we are already running out of time. We want to say thank you, whatsoever you are and listening to us this hour. I want to say welcome to the change. Every good thing must have end. So that's how we draw down the curtain on to the editions of the show. We hope to see you this coming time on the change. Thank you. Ben, bye-bye for now.
Nembo yeli he, baranga.